Hello everybody, it's Pinion, and today we're having really nice weather, so I thought today would be a great day to show you all of the customs I have, since I can film outside and we have the best lighting out here. I'll be sectioning this video into 3 different sections. Customs I'm going to keep personally for myself, and then the Not Your Average Ghost Story customs, which are usually full bodies and OCs, and then customs I'm selling on eBay. So if you have any particular interest in any of those sections, I will have timestamps that will put this video into sections. So yeah. And without further ado, I'm going to show you the first one, which is this one. This is a head swap between a deer LPS and I think it was a Persian cat. He's my mascot. His name is Dandelion. He has different colored paw beans. He needs an update, but I don't want to redo this custom because I've made this LPS deer head customized probably 4 different times, or at least attempted, and he has 2 different versions. I mean, I've already repainted him. He used to have a different design, but I went with a lot of white tigery stripes here. There's a heart right there, I love that. But yeah, if I ever redo him, I want it to be a head swap between... I'm thinking I can use an LPS kangaroo head for him and give him bangs and still keep the same ear shape because that's the that's something I want specifically. This LPS deer used to be my mascot. Her name was Sandy back when I was doing warrior cat customs a lot in the very beginning of my channel about 4 years ago. So this actual deer head has a lot of history. So if I do ever make him, I'm gonna keep this one the way it is and just like keep it for sentimental reasons. He has my favorite paint color is this territorial beige, which is the color he's mostly. But yeah, I think when I update him, he'll have much better stripes and a smoother paint job. But I do like him. He works for now. He has 2 different colored eyes as well. His name is Dandelion, because his original design had dandelion spots like right here on his legs. I really like this head swap. It was fun. It was fun, it's cute. So I will probably remake him and make that into a video itself. I'm gonna try to keep him out of the light, because it's weird. But yeah, I love this little guy. He has tan paws right there. Yes, my cute baby mascot. He's a baby. Anyway, enough about Dandelion. Just talking a lot about him. Okay, the next one is a custom of my pet. I'll put some pictures of him right over here. He was a blue heeler, little puppy dog that I got a long time ago. I think this is actually a bulldog base, but I thought it looked enough like a puppy blue heeler to work. It has a really squished face. This white mark right here is like his signature marking, and the rest of him is pretty much just basically blue heelerness. I wanted to do like a simplified cartoony design. I made this custom a while back though, so it's not really in the best condition. This orange, I think I mixed this orange, so I can't really fix any problems that I have with it. He does have brown eyes. I don't know if you can really tell. Yeah, in the light you can tell. Yeah, he has brown eyes. I like this custom. He's cute. He reminds me enough of him to be sentimental. He's a pretty basic blue heeler. He was half red heeler. He's just a very simple guy. Okay, all of these are either really old or made by one of my siblings. This is Longtail from Warrior Cats. He's a full body custom. I kept this one because this is the first one of the Warrior Cat customs that I really liked. You know, he's in a weird leaning position, weirdness. It's not a great custom, but I do like how his hair ended up, and I kind of want to do a hairstyle similar to that again. He was a corgi base. These corgi ears. He has his nicked ear and signature long tail faction. And I love how his muzzle turned out. I think it's really cute. I ended up taking him to the Night Vision concert. Very old. Just a sentimental custom that I keep. I want to do another corgi again because I like the face shape. I like the fur right here, and I like the big old ears. So if I had another G4 corgi, I'd probably be pretty excited about that. The next one. Longtail, no! The next one. These were both made by my brother when we used to do customizing stuff together. This is Jay Feather. I think he was made from a fake LPS. I really like this custom. I think he's adorable. He has a really cute body shape. My brother made him. And yeah, I like his design. His little, I think those are metallic. He has metallic toe beans. But yeah, I think he's cute. I keep him because my brother made him. My brother made a lot of him, but he's the one that's in a really good condition. The next one was also sculpted by my brother. And he's really dirty because he was one of the ones we put in storage with the rest of them. But he's Firestar. So I keep him around because he's very iconic, even though he's not in good condition anymore. I'd love to give him a repaint, but just for his historical value, I'm not going to do that. If I remember correctly, this had a wolf head, maybe, judging by the fur on the face. But yeah, my brother made him and painted him. I really like this custom. I think he's absolutely adorable. He was like the best Firestar we ever ended up making. So yeah, I like him. He's beautiful. Okay, and this one, my sister painted this one because we did a little bit of a collaboration. These guys, when their original LPSs were romantic partners. So her name is Gladys. My sister painted her. She has a bunch of scratches, and I don't know why. I guess she was feeling edgy that day. I haven't glossed her eyes yet. I'm actually very impressed with the job she did on her. Yeah, she has toe beans and everything. Gladys, little bonbon kitty. I like her eyes. She kind of has white eyelashes over here. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but I really like how that looks. So yeah. And the last one of this section, I think, this is Pimpernel. If you're from the Adventures of Pinion and Lily, you know Pimpernel. She's my main character in my roleplay, not my roleplay, the roleplay War for the War in a Watership Down roleplay. This custom is pretty bad. It's a really chunky paint because the cream I mixed the white I'd used to mix the cream had been frozen at some point, so it was super chunky. But yeah, all the colors on her are mixed except for this light territorial beige. My favorite color again. I like the color in the ears. I just wish I had mixed more of it so it could have a less shoddy look. She has little toe beans, and don't know if you can tell, but I try to do a gradient in the eyes. There's actually little sparkles in the whites of her eyes. I put little sparkles in there. So yeah, I really like this character, and I like the custom, even though it kind of is terrible. But yeah, I love Pimpernel. She's so cute. She was actually designed by someone on the server. Yes, I love War for the War, and even if I don't have time to do anything with it that much. I can already tell editing this is going to be a nightmare because of how much I ramble on it about random stuff. But yes, I like her. This bunny base has weird, like, kind of squinting eye mold that you can kind of see. I just painted over it, even though the original eye print wasn't on it. I just painted over it. But you can still kind of see it. The paint was chunky enough that it covered it pretty well, better than I thought it would. So I guess there's a benefit to that. I love her toe beans, like that they're multicolored. Yeah, Pimpernel. Okay. The next group, customs that I'm selling. Most of these are up on the eBay shop right now. I'm pretty negotiable with them. I'll put a link to that in the description. This is a catfish, based on, you know, a catfish. He has a lot of scale texturing, that's what that's supposed to be. A bunch of random different colors of gray and dry brushing. He has pretty green eyes, lots of whites in his eyes. Toe beans. But yeah, I just really wanted to do something with texturing and dry brushing, and I gave him a little sculpted fish face. You can't really see, but he has a really weird, dopey expression, and he has a bunch of little wire whiskers. I like this custom quite a bit. I think he's pretty cute, and also very simple. He'll be the cheapest one on my eBay shop. The next one is not on my eBay shop yet because I have to do touch-ups. But he's a chest custom. He has checkers on his all over, and he has a like a multicolored tail. It's black on this side and white on this side. I really like how that turned out. It has little white details and black details. This was he's a full body custom with the tail from a McDonald's pet squirrel, and his head is a chihuahua. He has metallic eyes and metallic like mane paint. The reason he's sitting kind of funny is because he has a chest piece that he holds. I don't know where it went. But yeah, I think he needs some touch-ups and some glaze on his eyes, so he's not up for sale yet. I'm not sure if he actually will ever be, because I'm thinking about giving him to one of my family members who likes chess. But yeah, I really like how the checkers turned out. This is a pretty old custom, and since we just recently have a place where I can put my customs safely, he is a little bit worse for the wear. Oh, I also really like this marking on his head right here. This little crown, that's what that's supposed to be. But it's like multicolored. Yeah, I like this custom a lot. I like the overall design with the black and white. And next, another old custom, but I still like her. I made this recently after we visited Niagara Falls, and it really inspired me. The colors of the falls are really pretty. And yeah, she's a G3 bear that I sculpted full legs and tail on, and I used a bunch of hot glue. I have a video of making her up on my other channel that I'll put a link to, maybe, possibly, if I remember. But yeah, she has toe beans. She's basically really light, a teal color that I end up using a lot. She has a little heart on her head and right there that probably needs touch-ups. She has really big, simple eyes, and I did a lot of hot glue and white dry brushing. I did gradients on the feet too that are pretty cool looking. I like this custom. She was so really fun to make. She was like the funnest because I hardly ever use hot glue, and her legs were fun to sculpt. She ended up looking really weird when it was just the wires in her legs. But yeah, I love this custom. Next custom is super duper weird looking. This is a really experimental custom. I had a bunch of ears that I chopped off of other LPS that I just super glued them and then sculpted some blending to make them look better. But this was originally a panda, obviously. I don't know really where I was going with this. I ended up putting the ears on a lot before I painted it and any of the details. He has two different colored eyes, kind of a black eye and a white eye, black details on all his paws and little white toe beans. There's white in the ears, and also they're glossed inside the ears with a lot of sparkles in all of the ears. Here's how he looks from the back. I don't know what was up with it, but there was this big old thing happened in the back of his head. It was like the starting point of all of the blue accents. He also has the legs from a hermit crab on his back as little spikies. I like him. I like his ears. They make a pretty nice shape. He has dots under his eyes. And this white eye has sparkles in it too. Yeah, he was a pretty experimental custom. I was experimenting with how I wanted to apply the sparkles, and yes, the stripes were really fun to paint. Yep. Yep-a-doo. And next is this flamingo. You might have seen her before. This is kind of how I figured out how to do gradients. She has a feathers in her eye and a lot of feather texturing all over the place. It was really fun to paint. I like the colors. Oh my goodness, I like this custom a lot. She has a glossy beak. Don't know if you can tell. You can definitely tell under the light. But yeah, I love this parakeet that I used on these feathers and the tips of her wings and stuff. And I like the gradient. I like how she looks. I like the orange accents. But yeah, she's a pretty fun custom. And I'm currently working on doing a lizard version that will be in his own video. I'll show you the process of how I made him. Yep. And lastly for this section, but definitely not least, and probably my favorite, and definitely the one I got most recently done, this guy. But this guy, he's a meerkat. He is... I love this guy. I love the markings I did on the back. And I love the red. I mixed that red specifically for this guy. He has a gradient in his eyes. He has red and teal, little paws, and I love how I did the stripes. The stripes on the back are like a darker color of the tan and then dark brown. He has various little orange and red spots all over him. Not orange and red and blue spots all over him. I don't know why. I had no ideas for this, so I just went with it, and I really like how it turned out. He has these stripes on his eyes. I love this custom a lot. He's my sweet baby. I love how he looks from the back especially. Yes. Love the stripes. The next section, these are all full body customs for my series, Not Your Average Ghost Story, that I'm not going to end up doing. But yeah. This section might be a little bit boring because it's just my OCs, so if you want to skip it, that's totally fine. But I'm going to start with the main character. Ghost. He's a little kitty. He's a Scottish fold. He has these cute cheek fluffs. It gives his head a very specific shape. He does have different colored eyes. Brown eye and a blue eye that show up really nice when he's in direct sunlight. But yeah, I like him. He's my baby. He has a gray tail with some detail there. I got him off someone on Toy House back in December, so I've had him for almost a year. Recently made the custom. His head is messed up. I'm gonna unstick it. He was a little LPS birdie. His head kinda is screwed up a little bit, so he does that unless you like stick it in a certain place, like that. But oh my goodness, I love this guy. He's a little baby. Yes, I love him. I love him. Yeah, that's all I have to say about him. I like how he turned out. Next one is, she's supposed to be a raccoon. I also got her off of someone on Toy House. I got almost all these characters off of someone on Toy House, except for one that I'm going to show you later. But yeah, she was at, oh, her horn is broken. When did that happen? I don't know when that happened, but yeah, she is a raccoon. She lives in the forest. She has some scars, and her base figure was a armadillo. So I had to smooth out and cut out and sculpt and sand her whole head bump. But I thought the face shape and the eyes and the ears would work well for a raccoon. Yeah, and my paint job also helped make the big thing on her head look less prominent. She has sculpted horns here as well, sculpted cheek fluff, and her whole body is sculpted. She's also supposed to have piercings, but I could not manage to sculpt those. And she has a little wrap thing in her character design. Yeah, like I said, I did not design her either. And not the last one. This is a tiny kitten. I originally sculpted her back when I was making Warrior Cat customs, and she was some warrior character or something. I think I ended up using a really thick gloss paint on the old one before I repainted her. But yeah, she's the child of one of the characters that I never ended up finishing the sculpt for. I also got her off Toy House. But she was actually a breedable, made basically her mother specifically was submitted. So the mother character that I never made a custom for was part of the inspiration for her design. I think someone on DeviantArt ended up designing her for me. Yeah. She has little beans. I think she's pretty cute. She was only going to be in a couple scenes until like the next season where she would be grown up a little bit more. She has air powers. This teal color signifies air powers. Oofy. Sorry, baby. This next one is also an old Warrior Cat custom that I repainted. And the last one is my favorite. Also going to be voiced by one of my younger sisters. And also a design I got from Toy House. And she definitely needs a repaint. I present to you Jupiter. She's she was working in the military, so she got a haircut. But usually she has a lot of hair. You might recognize her if you are from The Adventures of Pinion. She has a lot of fluff in the back that I sculpted. A lot of texturing there. And this one ear was from when I was going to make this into a Tiger Star custom. This ear was glued on so hard I couldn't get it off. But yeah, she has an interesting expression and muzzle. I think she's a dog, so her muzzle kind of looks funny. And she's got pretty blue eyes. I like how her eyes turned out. They're very simple. I haven't glossed them yet. She has red paws and red X's on her tail. I like her design. I like her hair. I think the red's really pop. This custom is not my favorite because I was experimenting with how I wanted to do wires in full body customs. So her legs are wires. You can see a wire poking out here. And she ended up looking really flat on the legs because I had her laying down like this while her clay was drying. But overall, I still really like this custom. I like the character. My sister Abby was gonna voice her. And I still might have little scenes with these characters if I can figure out how to do anything without context, but it's not going to be a full series. Well, everybody, that's it for this video. If you have any suggestions or anything, please put them down in the comments. I would love to see what you have to say about this. I'll put a link to my eBay store if you want to buy any of those customs that I said were for sale. And, I'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe if you want to. And,